All right, take one. Or not really. If a baker bakes a super tasty pie, but no one ever tries it, did it really happen? Here's my pie. If you want to know what I mean by that, let me flip back a little bit. Okay. Hi, I'm Aydin Risley. If you, if you know me, no, you don't. And if you don't know me, it's nice to meet you. Before I begin, I would like to talk a little about what this channel's purpose is. Yes, it's going to be about me and my experiences, but the main purpose is these three things: music, mental health, and being a creative. I feel I have great ideas, but never act on them. So this channel will be just that, a place where my ideas come to life. I also like the idea of a virtual diary. Here's some things you might see on this channel. Me talking about things I want to accomplish, goals. That way I can come back to these ideas at a later time. Um, my music, of course. So singing, making beats, then showing them off, even some cover songs. And if you stick around to the end for a short cover song, you might like it. You never know. I don't know. I've never sang in front of people before. This is odd. I've never made a YouTube video of me talking before. This is really odd. I don't even know if this will be in this part, but I'm just going to start talking away. And then obviously mental health. Not specifically anything, just whatever. Mental health has been a major part of my life, so it might come randomly. That's kind of the goal with this channel, just to do whatever feels right for me. Now back to my story. This video is going to be a little backstory to my life. Yes, I hear you. Why should I care? And to be honest, I don't really know. I guess I'm just hoping to kind of reach out to people like me. Not really lost, but unsure. All my life I struggled to care, and I mean about anything at all. I hated school, I hated being present. Just to show up was almost impossible. I rotted away in my room for years on end, constantly fighting with my dad over school, poor grades, and not wanting to go. I'm not sure what changed. Maybe I don't want to know. Or maybe I do. But I do know I will not throw it away again. Let me rewind a little bit so you can understand what I mean by that. Almost 10 years ago, 9-year-old Aydin, who loved to be outside in nature, loved being active in general, suffered from a tragic and unfortunate injury on his own trampoline. He fractured his neck and dislocated 2 vertebrae. He was then placed into a halo neck brace, which, if you are unfamiliar, fuck, I hit the mic. If you're unfamiliar, uh, that's me. You can also look up my first and last name on Google. You'll see that same picture. Those 2 screws you see in the front are inside my skull. Ouch, right? Well, there's 4 more in the back of my head. You can still see the scars. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit, kind of. It's just a dot. Um. Anyways, uh, besides minor mobility issues in my neck, there was no permanent damage, or so we thought. Little did I know, this would mentally torture me for years to come, and still to this day. It was really difficult to feel normal after that. That's when video games started to come into the picture. The once hyperactive, outside loving kid slowly faded. It started as a way to distract myself. Then it was all I did or wanted to do. I began getting really good at these games I was playing, further sucking me in. Fast forward to when COVID hit, that was the steep decline in my mental. Now forced to stay inside, and school being completely online just made me a zombie. I started completely avoiding school, never submitted an assignment, and had the meetings minimized, not paying any attention. What was I doing? Games. 8 to 12 hours a day. Even pulling all-nighters and going to sleep when the sun came up the next day. My sleep schedule was fucked. I barely spoke to my dad or anyone at all. I became very distant and only woke up to hop on the game. My main game that I played was Valorant. I reached Immortal 3, top 1500 in the NA, so it wasn't like I played all day to suck. I was really, really good. But I didn't stream, didn't make any videos, showing off my skills, no content creation. Just rotted away. Fast forward again to when things started to really change, and I apologize that I'm skipping around so much, but this took me years to get out of this funk. I dumbed it down, but I really hated my life. I was vulgar and mean, and there was rarely a kind thing out of my mouth. Moving on. Now I'm 16, moving from the house I've lived in since I was 5 or 6, 10 years. This is when I woke up. I started to get along with my dad more. I really started to get into music. I mean, of course I listen to music. I mean, I have home video of me singing and jamming out to Third World, 96 Degrees in the Shade, which is a reggae band for those who are unfamiliar. I'll circle back to this, but reggae has been a big part of my life. Back to the change up. For some reason, music was speaking to me in a way I never really noticed. It could totally lift me up or really bring me down. The idea of an emotion in music was still really new to me, but it was intriguing. I started to want to make my own music, but not really sure how or where to start. I used to drum as a kid, but only saw it as a side hobby, mainly because I was so focused on games. Thankfully, being free from that, I started to see how much music really meant to me. I can't remember if I got my new drums first or I got FL Studio first, but my first dated save on FL is 6624. It's basically nothing because I used a trial plugin, so it didn't even save. Today it's 4/17/26. So exactly 1 year, 10 months, and 11 days of owning FL Studio. I didn't use it every day, especially when I first started, but I progressively used it more and more with a total of 520 beats, or tracks, or projects, whatever you want to call them, but each more unique than the last. Some might be better than others, but I guarantee there is something in every single one of them. I focus much less on making them all perfect, start, middle, and lyrics, the whole shebang. I just put sounds together until I got bored, or needed to go do something else. This substitute for video games, even though it was just another thing I liked doing, felt productive. Not like doing a chore productive, but something worth my time. I wasn't necessarily good at it. I had no idea what I was doing, just besides a few YouTube videos here to understand the basics. But nonetheless, I enjoyed learning, which to me was really weird because I never enjoyed learning in school. Understanding now that it's not that I don't like learning, but what I'm learning. This brought a level of open mindedness that I wish to never lose. Instead of forcing it, whatever sticks, sticks, and what doesn't is not important. I don't mean that whatever I don't learn isn't important, but it's not important to me. Instead of stressing on what I don't know, I focus on what I do know. As someone who tends to overthink things, this is super important. This leads me right back to my imperfect beats. Instead of trying to make everything just right, I do what feels good, what sounds cool to me. Now I'm not making it so Joe Schmo down the street will like it. I make what I like, what I enjoy hearing, and focus on how it makes me feel. Now I'm going to talk a little about my inspirations. Not super in detail, just some music. I got some records to show. Um, but now I'm going to talk about what inspires me, whether it be a song, a music video, or even a TikTok I just watched. It doesn't really matter. It almost finds its way to me. It's never something I'm deliberately seeking. To simply put it, I'm inspired by anything and everything. I find meaning in the smallest things that someone else probably wouldn't even notice. Not that I'm special or anything, I'm just me. I don't hop on the bandwagon of what's trending. Not that I haven't liked a trendy song or a style of clothing that's super popular. I just like it because I like it. That simple. I understand that's pretty vague, so I would like to talk a little about some specific music artists that have majorly impacted my life. Even though my roots are reggae, I would like to start out by showing my favorite band. I'm sure many of you have heard of them, and whether you dig them or you don't is up to you. But 21 Pilots, hands down some of my favorite music ever. And I listen to a lot of music. This band has been in my life since my injury 10 years ago. I think the first song I heard was when they overplayed the hell out of Stressed Out on the radio. I've yet to dislike anything they have put out. For example, Scaled Nicey. A lot of fans didn't like that album, but me, I thought it was really good. The music, the lore, the artwork behind it. Tyler and Josh have inspired me more times than I can count. Now I want to inspire others. The next person I would like to talk about is Bob Marley and the Wailers. When you think of reggae, there is a good chance Bob Marley is who you would think about. He was not the first to do it, yet he was the messenger to the world. Almost like Michael Jackson in a way, not because of the music, but because of his influence. His message was love, not war. Peace and equality was what he stood for. I'm not very educated about his life. He was not really in my time, but I'm always learning new things. His music still moves me, and I feel I have a lot to learn from him. Some important songs to me are Sun and Shining, Natural Mystic, Concrete Jungle, Waiting in Vain, Roots, Kaya, Misty Morning, So Much Trouble in the World, Forever Loving Jaw, and lastly, Three Little Birds. My dad used to sing this song to me as a kid, so it has a special place in my heart. The next group I would like to talk about is another reggae band, and arguably one of the greatest in my opinion, Steel Pulse. Another group my father would play a lot as a kid. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the people in this group besides they are badass. When you listen, you can't help but groove. Some songs that I enjoy, Chant a Song, Roller Skates, one of my dad's favorites right there. Stepping Out, 10 out of 10. That's a good song. Your House, Tightrope, Babylon the Bandit, Lego Beast, Save Black Music, good ass song. Bodyguards, Blues Dance Raid, Earth Crisis, Worth His Weight in Gold, not King James Version, Ravers, and funny enough, these are all on the Smash Hits album. And I hear you. What about not happening on the bandwagon? And it's actually because my dad would play it out. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the record because I would spend too much time looking through all of them. There's probably close to like 2,000 records there. But little did younger me know that these fools would stick around in my brain for a long time to come. The last person I'm going to talk about is Erica Badu. This woman is on a different level. So much swag, yet so ethereal. My dad also introduced me to her. I'd love to just sit and talk, pick each other's brains for a while. I've never met her, but from what I do know, she seems super intelligent. And she's amazing at being herself. It's almost impossible to be original, but she's probably as close as it gets. The way she portrays herself and her art is extremely inspiring to me. And her music is just, to name a few that stick out to me, On and On, I'll Call You Back, Soldier, Woo, Think Twice, Didn't You Know, Gone Baby, or Don't Be Long, Window Seat, one of my favorites right there. And finally, Apple Tree. Some honorable mentions: Love of My Life, and In Love with You, featuring Stephen Marley, another reggae person, artist, whatever you want to call them. He's the son of Bob Marley, really good, or grandson, one of the two. I can't quite remember. But Apple Tree, the lyrics in that song always stood out to me, but now more than ever. The whole video I've been talking about how I want to be me, do the things I want to do, and not care what other people think. Well, negatively. Obviously, I want my friends and family and fans to support me, but that's not something I'm out looking for. If you want to support me, thank you. I have much love for you and I appreciate you. But if you don't, so be it. I'm not going to fight you to change your mind. That's on you. Now to wrap this up, I'm going to sing a section of the lyrics from Apple Tree. No music, no backtrack, just my voice, so you can focus on the lyrics. If you've never listened to the original, I highly suggest you do. Now prepare. I'd like to dedicate this to all the creative, righteous children. I have some food in my bag for you. Not the edible food. The food you eat? No. Perhaps some food for thought. Since knowledge is infinite, it has infinitely fell on me. So, it was a stormy night. You know the kind where the lightning strike. And I was hanging out with some of my artsy friends. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The night went long, the night went on. People cooling out to the break of dawn. Incense is burning, so I'm feeling right. Alright. So I pick my friends like I pick my fruit. My granny told me that when I was only a youth. I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got. I work at pleasing me 'cause I don't please you, and that's why I do what I do. I pl- my soul flies free like a willow tree. Do-wee, do-wee, do-wee. And if you don't want to be down with me, then you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, then you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, then you don't want to pick from my apple tree. And if you don't want to be down with me, then you just don't want to be down. Thank you. I hope something in this video resonated with you. If not, no worries at all. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day or night. If you would like to see or hear more from this guy right here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Show me that there is other people in this world who are just like me or have similar thoughts. Again, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Who knows what I'll come up with. Peace.